Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 211 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I am Darren, and I'm going to just introduce all three of you at the same time, and on three, just say hello. Okay, ready? We have Lee, Tracey, and Hunter. 1, 2, 3.
Hello!
All right, see? Get that out of the way even faster. How's everybody doing?
Good. Darren, I just wanted to get your opinion on something real quick.
Yes.
I've been playing that new Doom that came out this year. That would make an incredible Halloween Horror Nights property.
It would indeed. It's funny that I'm actually playing that as well.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
I almost see it like one of those laser tag houses. It could just be super cool for them to go into that property at some point.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be great.
How good would that be at Halloween Horror Nights?
Oh, they do them already at some other places.
Oh, we need that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. When we did the zombie laser tag one at Busch Gardens, and that one was just amazing.
Yes.
So one with a Doom theme, which is already excellent as it is. It's a Mars base being taken over by hell, essentially. So
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, seems all right to me.
Awesome.
They made a movie of that as well.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
In other news, currently speaking right now is the follower of the week.
Woo!
For
Who was
Universal's
that?
Twitter. Thank you.
Who are you going to dedicate your award to?
I think I dedicated it to Halloween Horror Nights, the Universal social media team, and I think this podcast, I'm pretty sure.
I hope
I was
so.
very excited, so.
Excellent.
It's been a very good couple of weeks for you, Darren, let's be honest.
Yeah, not too shabby. Got that, the VIP tour, all that. I'm starting to feel like Universal likes me.
Yes.
Yeah. Any news about that Doc Brown-led tour yet?
Yeah, it's going to happen, though. I'm getting in that DeLorean one way or the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's begin the show here with the Florean Fortescue ice cream debate from Tyler.
Hey UUOP, it's Tyler and Jessica from Orlando, and we're here in front of Gringotts Bank giving our votes for the Florean Fortescue debate. My vote is going to be the chocolate raspberry hard pack ice cream.
And I like the salted caramel blondie.
We love the show. Keep up the good work.
Awesome. I will add them to the list.
Yes.
Those are...
Is that our first vote for raspberry?
I think so.
Cool.
Definitely. Well, thank you for that one, Tyler. And don't forget, we still want your ice cream debate entries.
Now, if you want your vote to be heard, just record us a message on your phone telling us who you are, where you are, and which is your favourite Florean Fortescue ice cream flavour, and email them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Or alternatively, you can go to speakpipe.com/UUOpodcast and record your message there, and it'll come directly to us. For even better results, send it to us straight from the Wizarding World.
Bye, owl.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Tyler did. I think I heard the dragon in the background there.
Yeah, and then that gives you an express pass to the front of the line. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we have received a voicemail from Tracey.
Oh, wait for
Hello?
it.
So we're going to play that and answer her question before we get into the news.
Hello, UUOP. My name is Tracey. Spelled correctly, Tracey. My husband, Lee, and I are going to Universal Orlando on October 11th through 15th and staying at the Royal Pacific. It's our very first time, and we're not participating in Halloween Horror Nights because we're basically overwhelmed already with all our fun choices. But I know that there are some things that aren't available or might not be in their prime because of Halloween Horror Nights. For example, I think the nighttime evening show is not done during Halloween Horror Nights. So what I need from you guys is just some advice if there's any adjustments we need to make to our trip and to the fun we're going to have due to Halloween Horror Nights going on at the same time. Thank you guys so much for the podcast. You've given me so much advice already. I've been binging on past episodes, and I keep up with everything that's going on now. So thanks very much. Keep it up.
What are the chances that Tracey spelled the same way as Tracey and her husband's called Lee?
Wow.
I just want to hop in here real quick. Tracey, I feel so sorry for you. You're going to miss out on the best of what Universal Orlando Resort has to offer, and that's Fear Factor Live. So Fear Factor Live is shut down for Bill and Ted. That's is that the major thing that's shut down besides the Cinematic Spectacular?
Yeah, that and then just the park closing so early.
Yeah,
Well, that was what I was going to say. Was if I was you, I would aim to get in at park opening,
Yeah.
and then because they do start moving props and things out, like the ones that remove and things, so the bit before the park closes for people coming back in. So my advice would be to get in early, and then you get as full a day as you can.
Darren, do you know if they're still doing like they did last year with Diagon Alley being open beyond that cut-off point?
I do not know. I have no idea yet. If what we're hearing is true, it might be just open during the event for Horror Night on the Horror Night side. I think it was last year too, right? It just was open.
Yeah,
for
we went in
else for
there
a little bit longer.
grabbed. Yeah, we went in there and grabbed a butterbeer.
It was pretty much
event last
empty.
year. Yeah.
It was pretty quiet during that time.
But I'm
so.
sure if you were still in the, like, because obviously they swept everybody out at 5 o'clock, that you could still go
wasn't it? I think you had like an extra hour.
Yes.
Or until IOA closed, maybe.
No, I think
I'm
it
not
was-
quite sure.
I think you're right. I think it was an hour, and then you had to get the Hogwarts Express over to
Didn't
Islands of
we-
Adventure.
Wasn't that the case when I got the basilisk?
Yeah, 'cause we
were
were
in a panic
panicking.
of because it was like, oh, let's just check this, that, and the other. I was like, I just need to go.
They're going to kick us out the park if you don't let us. Just give us them.
Yeah. So, that's going to be kind of a bummer for your trip because the park is going to close significantly earlier. I believe it's like 5 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, it was last year.
But if you do get in for the gates opening, a lot of people don't come in until mid-morning. So you got to get some quieter photographs and get into rides quicker.
It's not going to be every night either.
No.
Just real quick, I pulled up the crowd calendar, or not the crowd calendar, the park hours calendar. And Universal closes at 5 o'clock, like you said, Darren. It does open an hour earlier, so it opens at 8 a.m.
Oh, good.
Did they say they were staying on property?
Yes, Royal Pacific.
So they should get an hour early admission
On
as
top of
well,
that.
correct?
7.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I don't know if
that's
that
what I did
dedicated.
when I stayed at Sapphire Falls. But do keep in mind, Islands of Adventure does stay open till 8 o'clock. So if you do have park hopper tickets,
Yep.
you can just take the Hogwarts Express on over to Islands of Adventure, and you can have an extra evening or a little bit extra on your evening there.
Awesome.
Okay. So, gear your trip then, like for the first half of your day, be at Universal, and then the second half over at Islands.
Yeah.
And you really won't feel like you missed much at all.
No.
And on top of that, when you leave Islands at night, people will be in Horror Nights, and City Walk will probably be pretty empty.
Yeah.
And do keep in mind, Universal, as we get closer into the fall season, they do not stay open as late as some of the other parks. So you're not really missing out on that much.
No.
On most of the other nights that Halloween Horror Nights is not going on, they still close at 6 or 7 o'clock. So don't feel like you're wasting your day by coming this time of year.
No.
Yeah, I'd worked out there as well. If you went in with that extra hour in the morning as well, instead, so park open to park close, you get 13 hours.
That's not a bad day.
13 for Halloween.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's just, I can speak personally, waking up at 6:30 to make the trek into Universal Studios, it's something special. But that's a warrior's walk, I'll promise you that.
Not if you've just arrived from England, it's not. You've been awake for hours already.
Yeah.
This also ties into an email we got a few weeks ago from Lee Wallington. It was just the Tracey and Lee show.
It is.
And Tracey, what did he say there?
He said, "Hey Tracy and the guys." I like that.
Nice.
I like that. Like I'm Queen Bee. Quick question for the best Orlando podcast out there, of course. Planning family trip to Universal in September 2017. We'll be staying for 2 weeks in the Hard Rock Hotel. Nice. Parents aren't interested in Halloween Horror Nights, so my question is, how busy will the park's hotels be during Halloween Horror Night days? Best to go 2nd to 16th and miss Halloween Horror Nights crowds, but catch the last week of UK school holidays crowds, or go 9th to the 23rd. Many thanks and hope to catch up at a meet in the future. Lee in Bristol.
Well, the hotels are going to be packed during Horror Nights. So that's
Very
kind of
true,
historical, isn't it?
Yeah.
At some points, it's hard to even get rooms during Horror Nights. So,
See, I found when we were over last year, as far as I know we came last week, I don't know what that compares to normal, but the parks were busy, but they weren't unmanageable.
No.
I think it was less busy than when we came in August. Apart from that Saturday. The Saturday we came home, it was heaving.
Yeah.
Good question.
Cheers.
Miss the crowds or go the school crowds? Are the kids off school then? I'm not quite, because he's saying, and go...
No, he's talking in September.
Yeah.
So September 2nd to the 16th, 9th to the 23rd.
That's what he said. So
The schools will be back by then, though.
depends on the schools. Because where my dad is, they're not going back for another, I think it's 10 days.
Okay.
I think 2nd to the 16th would be, I mean, if I had to pick between the two and I wasn't doing Horror Nights, then that would be it.
Yeah.
No, I would agree, because I know
That's what I was gonna
because
say.
we were over for the last week of our school holidays in 2013, and it was quiet.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of UK visitors, but they're not going to, like a UK school holiday, I don't think is going to impact Universal Parks
No.
And also,
as severely as you're thinking.
yeah. Also, if you're staying on site, you're going to get that extra hour then.
Yeah.
So that's going to
And you
help.
have the Unlimited Express, which just makes any crowding issues trivial.
Totally.
Yeah. And, I mean, yes, the hotels are going to be probably booked solid by then. So, you know, they are going to be busy, but you're so close to the hotels. Well, the parks do get a bit overwhelming. You're close enough to go back to the hotel, just jump in the pool for a bit.
Yeah. But if he's going the 2nd to the 16th, you're not into Horror Nights crowds then, so the hotel shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty empty for you, actually.
Yeah. Because they reckon I know there isn't a downtime anymore in the parks, but the first 2 weeks of September is notorious for being one of the lesser crowded times of the year.
Now, he doesn't mention here, is he exclusively doing Universal during this time period? Because if he's down here for 2 weeks, he's got plenty of time to do whatever he wants to do.
Especially
Very
because
true.
he's staying on site. Yeah, totally.
You don't have to rush it. You can just kind of kick back, spend a couple days at the pool. Whatever you need to do, you're still absolutely going to be able to see and do everything that you love 100 times over. You're going to have a good time.
Totally. Yeah, I don't think it makes any difference which 2 weeks he goes for. But I think if he's wanting to hit the lesser of the crowds,
I'd pick
probably
the
that
first.
2nd to 16th.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, it'd be good to see you at a meetup as well. We need to organise one. I'm getting a lot of people asking, actually.
Yes, I know.
It's just finding a venue that's
Well, I
suitable.
emailed one and
I
they didn't
know.
reply, so...
Yeah. Shame on you,
Darren, when are
Dutchins.
we going to do a stateside meet and greet?
You
We've been
should.
talking about doing that forever.
Yes, I think you
I don't
should.
know.
Yeah.
I think we're due for it.
I agree.
Okay.
Periscope it.
Me, Hunter, and one fan,
Nina and Travis, there you go.
if we're lucky.
No, Travis is the one fan. He's a really good fan. We like him so much we have him on.
Yes.
Yeah, Nina doesn't even show up.
Oh.
Nah, it's all right.
I see him every day.
Yeah.
It's the saddest meet and greet. It's more like a cry and meet.
Aw.
All right. Well, before this gets too depressing here, let's go on to the news. Well, the big story of this week is DreamWorks. Hunter, tell us more.
NBC Universal has officially closed the deal to purchase DreamWorks Animation for $3.8 billion. The company has unveiled a new management structure of two co-presidents, Bonnie Arnold and Mariel Soria. I believe that's correct.
Yep.
Now, all that remains to be seen is what impact will this have on the theme parks? I'll tell you what impact it's going to have. If you put Toothless and make him a meet and greet, Hunter will cry. And that's going to be your impact.
And I will be elbowing children out of the way.
We talked about
Absolutely.
it on the Producers Club Roundtable a couple of weeks ago, and someone mentioned there's a company that does like dragon animatronic type things. Apparently, they are Unreal. I can't remember. I think it's the same ones that did
Unreal
the
or
Kong
Hyperreal?
animatronic, and I said it would be like a modern version of the Triceratops encounter in Jurassic Park with Toothless, and that would be stunning.
Oh, how cool would that
Well,
be?
keep him. I posted in our group not too long ago about there was actually a How to Train Your Dragon stage production, and they actually have full-size auto animatronics
It might have been
made
that.
for that.
Yes.
It might be the same company. I'm not
Yes.
sure, but very impressive work. So if they can manage to do like what you're saying, the old Triceratops encounter, that'll be amazing.
That would be awesome. we've got new films coming along, so it is going to be interesting.
It is.
You see what they've done, like what Illumination, and where I'm assuming they'll kind of coexist together. And I think Chris Melandandri, the sort of head honcho at Illumination's going to be overseeing both, I think. So, they've made some money for the company, so hopefully it would be very interesting.
Yes.
That's a
So
lot
we've
of
talked
money.
about it at length. Do we think DreamWorks is going to be the new Kid Zone plans and Nintendo is going to be put to the side for another gate?
Ooh.
I think you might see both of them go to the potential new plot of land. Not potential new plot of land, it is a new plot of land, but yeah.
Okay.
Be interested to see how that
But-
pans out.
The Kid Zone is going to need an update regardless. So
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I could definitely see DreamWorks fitting in a little bit better with
Yeah.
the park, and then having Nintendo have its own separate thing.
Yeah.
And that also addresses I brought up Nintendo is such a huge, massive property, and that's an
Yes.
amazing acquisition. I think Kid Zone, while it's a nice plot of land, I think they could do a lot more with that with a land
Yeah.
that's built from the ground up
Absolutely.
for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Or you're just going to have like the waterworks in the background, Mario and his sewer pipes, basically.
Yeah.
Taking over Curious George, and then
Mario's Day at the park.
Exactly, and then maybe a little coaster or something to go in to replace Woody. I think that's all you would see in that event. So I'd much rather see just a couple of DreamWorks things go in instead.
Yeah.
Could we end up with another episode 23 here? Because we've already got Barney in his tunnel, and Mario has tunnels.
Let's not go there.
Excuse me, they're warp pipes.
That's a completely different story.
Anyway.
All right, well, it's time to head over to Universal Orlando Resort to hear from Seth for his little things.
Seth Kaburski bringing you the last look at all the little things around Universal Orlando for August of 2016. Our first little thing is big news in Florida. You may have heard about the Zika virus. Well, Universal has signs up saying they are doing aggressive mosquito control around the resort. They're distributing free mosquito repellent at guest services and other key locations around the park. Disney is also doing aggressive control around their resorts. On happier news, the Palm is offering a summer lobster deal for only $99. You get a 4-pound lobster for two with sides and appetizer. I can personally vouch for it, but that deal ends on August 31st. So you've only got a day or so left to grab that. Big news that you may have overlooked in the park, if you haven't looked at a park map lately, Springfield, the home of The Simpsons, is now officially separated from World Expo on the map. That's been a long time coming. Speaking of World Expo, one of its only 2 attractions is Fear Factor Live, and that is now closed through Halloween. It will be used, as always, for the Bill and Ted show. Also going on in Universal Studios Florida, queue construction continues on Jimmy Fallon, and you can get a good look at it from the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket ride. Of course, you'll get a very brief, fast-moving look. And finally, the smokers area near Men in Black has been removed. So that's yet another smoking location within the parks that's gone. That's the last August 2016 look at all the little things around Universal Resort. I'll see you in September.
Yeah, thanks for that, Seth. I was listening to that and realised that what he's just said there affects next week's show, but it's actually done us a favour.
Yeah.
Is $99 for a lobster expensive? Because it seems it.
Did I hear him right? Saying it was like
£4 lobster.
How big did he say it was?
£4.
4 pounds.
4 pounds. That's a pretty significant
As far
lobster.
as far as I'm concerned, it's not enough.
What do you mean it's not enough? Oh, you mean it should be more expensive?
Yeah, so it puts people off. I don't.
Well, I like my lobster I had for bubblegum.
Yes, well.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm not, I'm not a lobster fan. So.
You're a simple man with simple taste.
I did a little silent cheer about the smokers area because it was in the worst place anywhere.
I can't even remember where it is.
Near the toilets.
Yeah.
Is that where it is? Oh, well, fair
near
enough.
the restrooms, and it was. And people didn't always go into it either. They were normally just stood around the restroom doors.
I wonder if we'll ever see a day that comes when all smoking is banned inside theme parks.
I think it's coming.
Yeah. Now, this makes me wonder because, Universal and Disney have been pushing this pretty hard lately with the removal of certain smoking spots and everything like that.
Yeah.
Do you think this just encourages people just to smoke wherever they want so they don't have to trek half a mile to get to their spot? Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying I'm seeing more and more of it happen. And a lot
I don't see that happen at Disney a lot. I see e-cigs a lot at Disney, just anywhere they feel like it.
Really?
But Universal, I do see that quite a bit. Just people walking down the street smoking a cigarette.
And we have awesome stories about team members especially, but it never seems like the team members are going to approach someone about that. Hey, there's a specific smoking area.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if it's just going to cause more issues on down the line where people are just going to view the park as a smoking area now.
Yeah. I know, smoking's a big issue for us, especially for Tracy, and I must admit, it's not something I've ever noticed, just wandering around the parks.
I've noticed the odd person, because you know me, I always make a snarky comment.
It's very
Can't help
different
yourself.
over
I'm
here,
British.
though. We're used to it, everywhere's a smoking area in British theme
Well,
parks.
over here, for some reason as well, when you go shopping, the smokers congregate outside the doors that you have to walk in and out of to get into your shopping centres. It drives me mad.
Yeah.
There should be, like we have yellow box junctions over here that you're not supposed to drive into unless you can carry on through. You're not stopping them. We need those for smokers, just so people have a safe passage, because I have a friend who has such severe asthma that all she has to do is walk past a group of smokers like that and it sets an attack off.
Yeah.
And it's not fair on other people.
Very true.
I'm not saying people should or shouldn't smoke. That's a personal choice, but they need to be considerate.
Yeah, I just think it is important to. So I'm a non-smoker. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, but it does make me wonder. Okay, so I have had family members who smoked. It's very hard for them to get to a smoking area without completely separating from their family group because now there's only one or two spots they can go to in the entire park.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I've been in the parks for both being a smoker and a non-smoker now. So yeah,
Well, I remember Busch Gardens.
I can see the plight, but at the same time, I don't like walking through it now. So
No, I completely agree with you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's an awkward one because the smokers feel that they should have places everywhere for them, and the people who don't smoke say, well, to be honest, you shouldn't smoke in the park at all. So it's a tough one.
I know. And I'm pleased to see that Universal have also jumped on the bandwagon like Disney did with the Zika stuff, because that's getting quite scary, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we know people who've cancelled trips because of it.
Well, one of our friends is pregnant, so she didn't go.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah. Well, on the plus side with the Zika virus thing is I haven't been bit by a mosquito this whole entire summer, and I live in Florida, so that's pretty impressive because of all the spraying that they've been doing and everything.
Yeah,
Darren brings up a valid point. I just thought about that yesterday. Hasn't happened.
I've got to say,
it's going to happen now, though. You've tempted fate.
I've got to say, though, last year within 24 hours, I was a human dot-to-dot puzzle.
Yeah,
when we
you
were out
get
there.
bitten loads. I don't. They don't like me. I don't taste very nice, apparently.
I'm a smorgasbord.
Now, if they could do the same thing for fleas, so I didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars in medicine for my pets, that'd be awesome.
I thought Hunter was talking about himself there for a second.
Well, I actually had to trim the beard because of it, but we'll talk about that later.
There's Alien 3. That's what Hunter looks like Ripley out of Alien 3 now.
Oh.
Hunter.
Yes.
The best thing for fleas is varnish.
What?
If it varnishes the animals, the fleas can't get on.
Okay.
Gives them a real nice shiny coat.
Oh my god.
All right.
And we lost our special listeners.
I'm going to cut in because there's breaking news. We've literally had breaking news as we sat down to record tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
And according to the email that I have just got, Universal Orlando Resort has revealed a new ticket in-app update to the... I nearly said unofficial Universal. It's not the official Universal Orlando Resort app that will make the theme park entry experience even easier than before. So apparently beginning today, which is Monday, guests who purchase select theme park tickets in the official app can bypass will call and proceed directly to the turnstiles where they can use the QR code on their phone to enter the theme parks, which is brilliant.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've got it over here when you go to the cinema and stuff like that. You just show your phone and it just makes it so much easier. I am
Definitely. And especially with I wonder if this is going to have like the wallet functionality too, so you can just add it to your Apple Wallet or your Samsung Wallet or whatever.
okay.
There's a lot of flexibility for what they can do here.
Mm-hmm.
And you give that to me for my annual pass, that's even better.
Yes, I like that. Taking advantage of technology.
Absolutely.
As of right now, it looks like it does not have annual pass stuff on there, and it looks like you're only able to do it if you actually bought the tickets in the app itself. But
so it makes me wonder if you're going to be able to put stuff like your Halloween Horror Nights tickets and stuff like that on there as well.
Well, yeah, that would be great for sure. The less you have to carry, the better.
It's obviously something that people in the UK won't use because we buy our tickets over here as a rule. We'll buy 2-week tickets. So if you're not buying them in the app, you're not going to. So yeah, it's only specifically if you buy them in the app.
Yeah.
But it's a start.
Well, you don't know how it's going to roll out in the future.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. You don't want to roll something out like this out 100% all the way. You get it started with this first and then move from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, time to head into Universal Studios Florida with Maureen from Autism at the Park.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal with Autism at the Parks, reporting from Universal Orlando Resort for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm at Universal Studios Florida, and I'm standing outside the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem attraction. This is such a fun attraction for all family members. And some of the requirements of this attraction are persons have to be at least 40 inches to ride this attraction, otherwise they have to sit in the stationary seating. And those guests between 40 to 48 inches must have a supervising companion. If you are unable to ride this attraction or enjoy this attraction due to the motion of the seating, you can ask for stationary seating, which is available in the theater. And those guests who are using wheelchairs, you can stay in your wheelchair or you may transfer to seating. And I highly recommend this attraction. It usually has a longer wait because it's at the front of the park, and it's just a fun attraction. And this has been Maureen Deal for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Universal Studios, Florida.
Definitely. I will say just real quick, Minion Mayhem is actually one of my favorite interior queues that Universal's done.
Yes.
There's a lot of really funny stuff in there.
Yeah,
it's the best part of the ride, to be honest.
As she said, that the queue line on that is horrendous right from the word go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But,
well, you got to think it's one of the most all ages friendly attractions in the park, and it's right there as soon as you walk in. So
kids are going to walk in and go.
It's going to attract a little bit of a wait.
Yeah.
The lowest wait time
Minions.
I've seen for it was actually Halloween Horror Nights last year, and it was still, I want to say, like 45 minutes.
Wow.
God, grief. I always enjoy hearing from Maureen.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. As you all know, Skull Island, Reign of Kong opened Islands of Adventure recently, and Lee and Tracey had the opportunity to sit down with Universal creative team member Adam Rivest to talk about the creation of Reign of Kong. Adam has been at Universal Orlando since 2000, having risen up the ranks from stage manager to manager of entertainment production to his current role, show producer for creative. So it's over to Lee, Tracey, and Adam.
Hi, Adam. First off, I wanted to say a real big thanks for joining us on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us.
Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. It is a pleasure.
Absolutely.
As you know, we've got you on to talk about the newest attraction at Islands of Adventure. We'll take the Hulk out of it because it's kind of new and kind of not. Skull Island, Reign of Kong. So I wanted to go back to the initial concept phase with you. And, you know, when you were looking at putting in a new attraction at Islands of Adventure, was King Kong always in the forefront of the mind as the theme to that attraction?
You know, King Kong has been a huge part of Universal's history all the way back, to 1933 was the first movie. And when the Studios Park opened in 1990, we had Kongfrontation, which was a huge success. King Kong in New York, and it's a fun ride. As the park developed, that went away and Mummy came in. And it feels like it's a part of Universal's history that we were missing for a while. So I think maybe 5-6 years ago, Kong 360 3D out in Hollywood opened. And we said, people are loving this. We really need to bring him back home to Orlando. So Kong was definitely an IP that we were interested in. He's been a huge part of the Universal family all the way from the beginning.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look back from when those first parks, when Universal first opened, it was one of the iconic attractions that unfortunately we didn't get to ride.
No, we were late to that party.
Oh, well, you'll have to take your time traveling machine and experience on the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Yes, thankfully we do have the internet, which is great nowadays.
Yes.
So theme park attractions have become much more than just rides in the last 5 to 10 years. So how important, when designing the attraction, was the facade and queue?
We spent a lot of time thinking about the entire attraction as a whole. When you come as a guest to experience it, you actually end up spending more time in the queue than you do in the attraction. So we wanted to make sure that the queue was engaging and entertaining and drew you into the story and gave you the background information we wanted, because you're on the ride for about 6.5 minutes. You're in the queue, depending on how long the line is, you could be in there for an hour. So we spent a lot of time developing the story throughout the queue, and it's kind of like the preamble before you get on the ride.
Absolutely. It's immersing you in Skull Island.
Of course.
Yeah, and, Skull Island itself, we've never done Kong on Skull Island before. Like I said, he was in New York. So we really wanted to create the atmosphere of you being in a place that was uncomfortable, that you haven't been before. And just the whole design of the queue kind of starts to build the suspense of the ride itself.
I think that's something that Universal really are knocking out of the park at the moment, is that fully immersive experience of not just the ride itself, but everything of the attraction, the queue, the area that it's in, everything is taking you into that story.
Yeah, and I mean, it's down to these details that you won't even notice, but they're happening. So when you first enter the queue, you go into the jungle, and during the daytime, the soundtrack in the jungle is monkeys and birds and regular jungle sounds. We actually change our soundtrack as the sun goes down. We're tied to an atomic clock, and we start changing to bugs and more creatures of the night. And it's very subtle in the outdoor queue, but it's stuff like that just helps tell the story and gives that realism to the entire attraction.
Awesome. It's funny, actually, I was talking to a friend of ours, and he said the actual music, area music for Kong is fantastic. And I don't know whether you know, Adam, but do you know who composed it?
His name is Bill Ross. He's a composer we've used on a few different attractions, and it was actually recorded by the London Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, fabulous.
Awesome. So speaking of the queue, how early in the design process did you decide to use live actors in it? And was it something you were ever worried about, it, like sort of people finding it too intense?
Yes. Let me give you a little background on me. I've been here at Universal for about 16 years. My background is on the entertainment side. I've produced Halloween Horror Nights here at the parks for years.
Excellent.
Moved over to creative about 4 or 5 years ago, starting to work on attractions. So I'm quite versed in the scare actor, live actor world. When we were putting together what the queue was for Kong, Skull Island Reign of Kong, the natives are such a big part of the queue, and we present them in different ways. There's you hear them through audio. There's a video portion that you see that you don't realize is video. There's a full animatronic in the queue, and then we build it into a live actor. So our performers are trained. They know, they can kind of see what's coming. They know what to avoid and when to scare and when not. So we thought it was just a great way to build the suspense through the queue. And not only did we build how we present the natives, but the queue as a whole, the rooms and the sizes of the room change. We take you into a big space, and then we shrink you down into this small space, and then we open the space back up. And that was all intentional in the design to give you the feel of a heartbeat, so that we're pulsing you through and we're starting to build energy as you go through this space. So it kind of builds that anticipation and kind of gets you excited because you don't know what's around the next corner. And then, we hit you with a live actor.
I love those little details that the general public going through won't even notice. That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like subliminal. And, if I didn't know the story, I probably wouldn't notice it either. But there's thought that's gone into it. And I think it's the more we do that, so that the more times you come to ride it, you get to experience something different. It's not the same every single time.
Yeah.
And it's those little details that help sell that story even more.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That is so cool. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, that's
I love
awesome.
Stuff like that. Can you talk to us about the ride vehicles for Skull Island, as this is the first trackless vehicle that's being used at the resort?
Yeah, they are gigantic. They're about the size of a city bus, 37 feet long, about 10 feet wide and 13 feet tall. They hold 72 people.
Wow.
And they are completely trackless. So there's a lot of technology that goes into making it work and getting the timing and getting them where we need to be at the right time. They have to weigh themselves and know what kind of load they're moving. We don't focus on any of that. We're using all of the technology as a tool to tell the story. So when we approach this attraction, there's a big loop that the vehicles actually take outside. So you go in and you go through the temples and you load on the expedition vehicles to go and help explore Skull Island. And the first thing you do is take a left and go outside. And you're in the jungle and you can see the temples and you can see the Great Wall and the doors and the flame. And there's no track. And that was completely intentional because we didn't want to put anything between you and the story except the open road. We didn't want you to feel like you were at a theme park or on an attraction. We just wanted you to feel like you were going on an adventure.
That's awesome, because I know there's a lot of movement in the attraction itself. How much of that is the vehicles, Adam, and how much is a sort of movement platforms inside the ride?
It's a combination. On the outside track, there's no motion bases, so the movement is the undulation of the track and the road that we built in. There's texture on the road on the inside to give you that up and down and rolling feeling. And then depending on the scene that you're in, there's some motion bases that interact with the media to really sell what you're watching.
Okay. Actually, you talked about the outside portion of the attraction, and I know it's something that's been built into the ride itself, that if it's raining or there's bad weather, that you can actually cut that portion out. And that's something I've never heard ever been done to an attraction before. What was, other than obviously the weather, what was the thought process behind that?
Well, we really wanted to have that outside loop. It's great to just drive up to the Great Wall doors and see those doors opening and not knowing what you're going into. But we have a lot of guests here, and that's just a portion of the story. So we can still go outside in rain, depending on how heavy it is. But if there's lightning, we usually just a roller coaster shuts down in lightning. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted to be able to tell the story. I think if there's a thunderstorm outside and you're going through, we bypass that outside loop. And while you may be missing the Great Wall doors opening, just going through the ride with the atmosphere of a thunderstorm overhead completely makes up for the fact that you're not going through the Great Wall doors, and it just adds another level to it.
That's now on my bucket list.
Yeah, I'd never considered that. I wonder how many fanboys' bucket list that is, right? Need to ride Kong during a thunderstorm.
It's on mine now.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer. But, it was just a way that we wanted to make sure that we could get as many people into the attraction to experience Kong. And this is Florida. It rains and we have storms constantly. So it's a shame to shut down an attraction like that for a day just because of weather.
Yeah, completely agree.
It's really clever. Like I say, it's not something I've heard anywhere else. Moving onto the inside of the attraction again, Adam, I know a lot of people have compared the tunnel section in Skull Island to the King Kong 3D 360 tunnel out in Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, I know it's not the same video. Can you tell us what changes were made as far as that video?
So we reanimated that entire scene from scratch. We used the King Kong 360 3D out in Hollywood as a basis, and then redid the whole scene for a couple reasons. If you've been on the one out in Hollywood, the ride actually starts, you're in a soundstage, and it's Peter Jackson talking to you and telling you about the 2005 movie, and then it cuts from black right into the jungle. We don't do those cuts. We don't have someone talking to you. We want you to be in the scene the whole time. So we had to add pieces to the beginning of the end so that there was a reason why you were going into the jungle and there was a reason why you were leaving the ravine that you go to. So that was a big part of it. And then there's a part in the King Kong 360 show where one of the other trams, because it's on the backlot tour at Universal Hollywood, one of the trams runs into you and kind of the two of you fall over the cliff together. Well, we don't have another tram here. So we had to change the story a little bit so that it's one of the other expedition teams that's on the island. But then again, we took the entire scene and reanimated and re-rendered the whole thing. It's in beautiful 4K, 60 frames per second. It's quite an immersive scene. Yeah,
I love again how you've took that mixture. For me, what the pinnacles of rides so far has been Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, where it's got the perfect mix of those physical sets and animatronics and the screens as well, and it looks like Kong is very much in the same vein.
Yeah, it's very important to us that you get that mix.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that it's just impossible to tell in the physical world, and we have to use the media. And I think we took a really hard look at how we were presenting that in Kong, and gave you the best of both worlds, so that we gave a lot of realism, we gave a lot of depth, and then we presented in the media, and then we presented stuff in the physical world that complemented that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those bones of contention at the moment. about screen-based attractions, but I think, like you said there, it's just something you can't get away from with the stories that are being told. You couldn't do it with just animatronics.
No. Well, these are big stories, aren't they? They need,
yes.
Yeah, they need that extra oomph.
Yeah, and I mean, you talked a little bit about it there, but when the attraction got designed, how important was having those animatronics in it when you sat down to create it, as well as the screen-based stuff?
Well, the name of the attraction is Skull Island Reign of Kong. He is the king, and we had to present him as such. So I don't think we would have done him much justice if we had presented him just in media. We really wanted to give that, up-close look at King Kong, as the character.
Yeah, which I'm sure that's what I myself, as a rider, that's what I want, is I'd want to be face-to-face with Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just little things like the witch in the queue, that animatronic is stunning.
I was blown away by that.
You'd sort of look at what's been done with Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts with the goblins in that queue. That's the queue. And it just adds, as we've already talked about, that extra level of immersion into that attraction. And that's just the queue. And that's building up to what's going to be a fantastic attraction. The little worm thing that's there as well. Just fantastic. It really is. I'm a big fan of, you need both. And it looks like Skull Island is that perfect mix of both.
Yeah, we're really enjoying it. My favorite thing to do on the attraction, I like to ride toward the back of the vehicle, because when you get through to that last scene where the giant Kong animatronic is, I love to sit there and watch the people in the vehicle take off and put on their 3D glasses to try to figure out what's going on. They're not sure if it's real, and they're not sure, what's going on, if it's media. And it cracks me up, but I love to think that, we just put an animatronic that's so real that people think it's media, so it's great.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I have to bring it up, but I noticed on Twitter today there was our friend Tim Grassi from WDW Theme Parks, I think, tweeted the Universal social media account saying who would win in a fight, Kong or the Yeti. I can't remember exactly what the comment was, but it was basically no strobes here.
It was so funny.
I think that must have trended today. Everybody found it hilarious.
There is a reason why they call him king.
Absolutely agree. Yes. So just moving slightly different track, pardon the pun. What was the reason behind having animatronic drivers rather than actors? And why did you choose to have 5 different characters?
So there is a lot of timing in the show with the media and interaction with the media and stuff that happens on the screen that talks back to the vehicle. So getting that timing right every single time, we wanted to make sure it was perfect and that the story was delivered consistently. So we decided to go with animatronic drivers on the vehicles. And when we started talking about that, we realized, we have 5 different vehicles, 4 are on the track at any given time. How much fun would it be if each one of them was a different character and got to deliver the story in their own voice just a little bit differently each time? So depending on which vehicle you get on, you could hear, Will tell the story his way. Will is our young sailor kid. He's got a fun backstory. His uncle is Carl Denham, which is from the 1933 movie. His name is Will Denham. So our backstory to him is that, he was on one of the first expeditions. He checked out the island. When he got off of this, he went and told his Uncle Carl, hey, Uncle Carl, wait till you hear about this place I found, which then prompts his uncle to set the next expedition to the island. So, and then we've got Becky, our cowgirl, who is from the Midwest and was just looking for adventure. So we wanted to change it up so that every time you got on a vehicle, you were hearing the story from somebody else's point of view.
Which is awesome. The reason we asked the question, I know a lot of people, when it came out and heard there was going to be trucks with drivers on, that a lot of people were hoping for something along the lines of Jaws, because everyone still laments the loss of Jaws, and we're hoping for that thing. But it sounds like you've actually come up with a really good way of kind of having the best of both worlds. And making every time you ride slightly different, which is what comes from having that live actor on, that you've managed to sort of do the animatronic, but still give it a switch up every time you ride it.
Yeah, and the difference between this and Jaws is the skippers are in the boat with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
These campaign buses are humongous, and it's a military vehicle. You're in the back, and your driver is separated up front. So just putting a live person in that situation, even if we took the glass out of the window behind them, you're already separated from them and you don't really feel connected. So putting a live person in that situation, I don't think would have helped with the story. And the way that we did it this way, we can ensure it's a consistent show while putting that person's voice right up front and telling the story consistently each time.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Now I've got a question. Just thought of this one.
Okay.
So Lee doesn't even know what I'm going to say here. Adam, do you have a favourite driver?
Ooh.
I have been on this ride attraction hundreds of times, and I've been on every vehicle multiple times, and I don't know if I have a favorite. I kind of, everybody tells the story just a little bit differently, and I enjoy the nuances between them. So there's some scenes I like what one person will say, I like how somebody else delivers a line, but those 5 drivers are actually, you experience them in the queue as well. You start to hear radio broadcasts back from our base camp to the vehicles, and you start to hear their stories. So if you're listening from the queue, I think my favorite is Becky. She's our cowgirl. Right. Some of her one-liners and her comments that she makes back to Millie, who's our radio operator, are just hysterical, and I love her spunk behind it.
Excellent.
Awesome. Is Becky's truck actually on now? Because I know she wasn't for a while, was she?
She is in the process of getting online. We're bringing her up slowly. She's the last vehicle to make it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I like the idea, though, that you're already building a relationship with the drivers before you even ride. I like that.
I know from talking to Darren when he reviewed the ride on the show, is it right the media is different depending on which driver you get as well? Like the screen stuff, doesn't it react differently to each driver?
The audio tracks do. The actual visuals are pretty much the same.
Okay.
Cool.
Because I love how everything reacts with each other. It is, not having ridden it, just having watched it on YouTube, it looks up there with Forbidden Journey to me. It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, are there any little hidden details in there you
I
can
was
give us
just going to ask that.
for people to look out?
You know how I like the hidden details.
I know how creative people like to leave little hidden details in there.
Little
Is there anything in
signatures.
there you can drop our way?
God, there's little details all over especially in the queue, just to help tell the story. Off the top of my head, let's think. There's just so much stuff going on that it's not necessarily like a hidden detail, but it's more, I guess detail is the word. It's just more detail that's contributing to the story. So in the outside covered queue, there's a log book by the radio station, and it's some of the pieces and parts of the vehicles and stuff that they found on the island. The Carnictus, which is that worm creature with the teeth that you come across in the queue, he's actually a baby and foreshadows the bigger creatures you see that are attacking Kate later on. So, we don't know any of that. We don't even know that Kong exists when we enter the queue. We've heard a legend of a great ape, but we don't know that there's actually a species still alive. So there's little things that the natives have done when you're talking to the native elder, the animatronic in the queue, and she's giving you the story. She's actually warning you, and she's talking in her native language, so the only thing that you can understand is the word Kong. She repeatedly says Tore Kong, which means beware Kong, in her language. So there's little things like that just kind of add to the story. They're not necessarily hidden, but it's another layer in the onion.
I have to ask, the witch, is that an actual language or is it just made up?
It is her language. It is definitely made up, and there was a process to land at it, which I won't go into because it's long and complicated. It involves lots of translations through Google Translate, but there was an initial script that was written for her so we could put meaning behind it, and then we translated it and changed vowels and changed sounds so that it sounded more authentic.
Awesome.
Well, when you think about it, though, technically all languages are made up.
Yeah, technically.
So
over
they all have to
thousands of
start
years.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start a new thing. It'll be like our Klingon.
Yes, right. We need to learn before we get out there then.
I've been thinking there, obviously, the actual sort of marketing behind Skull Island Reign of Kong is probably one of the most elaborate marketing schemes that Universal have ever done, with the whole Erin Rider thing with Myth Explorer. That was awesome, getting people amped up for it. Do you know how that came about?
I don't actually know what started the concept behind it. I was in all the shoots, which was so much fun to do because we were shooting while we were building. So we would, finish a scene, and then 2 days later, we get a phone call. Can we shoot in there? Can we turn off the lights? Can we make it dark? While I've got jackhammers going on 20 feet away from you, we're recording all this stuff. So it was a lot of fun to do that. And yeah, I agree. We wanted to build that mystery of what Skull Island is. Nobody knew what it was. We've never brought you there before. So I think the Myth Explorer series was a great way to introduce it to our guests slowly.
Really was.
And build that suspense.
Yeah.
It was, especially that you had someone from the Sci-Fi Channel who does that type of thing already, added a whole lot of weight to it as well.
We loved them.
Yeah, people, she was someone who people know from the channel, so it's, is this real?
It's real.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely.
Just really, really clever.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do.
I bet.
Yes.
The attraction you've already... Sorry, Chase, I keep
I know. It's all right.
One of the things that we've seen is the nighttime package for the entrance to the attraction that looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
How much thought went into making sure it could be a different experience at night as it was during the day? Because it seems like the Hulk's kind of done that as well, and it looks like something that you are moving towards a little bit more, is giving that nighttime atmosphere a bit more of a kick.
It was just another opportunity for us to continue to present Skull Island Reign of Kong in a different look. So we did a lot of studies. We looked at, sun position and where the sun sets, depending on the time of year. And the Great Wall outside the building, which is the one that you drive through, is absolutely massive. That thing took 70,000 man-hours to hand carve.
Wow.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort into that because it's our front door to the attraction. It's
Yes.
what you see. And there's a mural behind that it's the mountains of Skull Island. And depending on the time of day, if you come out toward dusk when the sun is just below the horizon, there's some really cool shadows that just streak across the whole face and it brings life to rock work. It sounds weird to say, but you've got sun moving across the rock and that causes shadows and shapes. And then we move into night and we bring in, the live flame and this eerie blue moonlight over the whole thing, and I think it just creates a totally different attraction. So like I said earlier, you can ride it in a thunderstorm and it's a different ride, and you can do the same thing at night.
Awesome. I love that. And it does, like I say, with the Hulk reopening, the light package on that is stunning, so it's definitely, it's a welcome addition in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Now, I heard that as part of the process of building Skull Island that you guys consulted with Peter Jackson, is that right?
We did. Very early on in the process, we had a couple conference calls and conversations with Peter and his designers on the 2005 movie. They gave us some great pointers and inspiration, background story. Kong is a passion project for Peter Jackson. The 2005 movie, he shot over 300 hours of film that ended up getting edited down to about an hour and a half.
Whoa.
Just so you know how passionate he is in the process.
Yeah.
But he was great, talked us through his concepts and his thoughts behind it, and just Kong as a character, and we took that and ran with it and kind of created our own little Kong world.
That must have been so cool. Everybody knows who Peter Jackson is now. That must be so cool to actually be sat in a room with that. I just can't imagine it.
It's cool. It's a lot of pressure,
Cool.
Especially when it's someone's passion project.
Yes.
You want to make sure that, you're presenting it correctly. And I think you'd be very happy with the way that Skull Island Reign of Kong ended up.
Well, I was actually just going to ask. I don't suppose he's been out to ride it, has he?
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Maybe in disguise.
That would have been cool.
Yes.
It's a far trip from New Zealand.
Yes. Now, my OCD is actually jumping in here. Now, I like numbers, and I don't suppose you have any idea how many skulls there are on Skull Island, do you?
I do, actually.
Okay. So I don't have to count them all. That's good.
Because I did. There are 887 skulls on Skull Island, human skulls on Skull Island, because skull number 888 is sitting on my desk.
Awesome.
So when I actually go and count, I'll only find
887, you said it.
887.
Yeah.
And they are tucked in all over the place throughout the queue.
Well, that's good because it is literally Skull Island.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From the
Awesome.
time you enter on the entry marquee that says the attraction name, you start to see these skulls, and they're all over the place. They're on bamboo spikes. They're tucked up in the crevices of the rockwork. There's some in the queue. There's catacomb area in the queue. And then even once you get into the ride itself, When you first come into the caves, there's a giant primate skeleton off to your left, and there's some human skulls stacked over by that, almost as if there's some sort of offering.
Cool.
I'm happy now. I don't have to count them all.
You can double check if you want. Let me know if any are missing.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
Right. So now I do have to count them.
They'll all turn up in Williams of Hollywood.
Exactly.
Adam, it's been an absolute pleasure
really
to talk
has.
to you. Really appreciate taking the time to talk to us.
We do.
Thanks, guys. It's been great to talk to you, too.
Brilliant. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much to Adam for coming on there, and
Yeah, it was
to
a lot of
Universal
fun.
for the opportunity.
Yes, thanks, Ali. Adam, it was awesome.
Yes.
I need to ride that attraction even more now.
Yes. And Adam was a great
Yes.
guest.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I really
And
enjoyed it.
Some really good details in there about the queue that I bet a lot of people probably don't even think about.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited to listen to that interview. I've only heard you guys rave about it, so I'm very excited for when we get the show up.
Yes.
And I will be counting all of those.
Yes.
So for Adam, Tyler, Maureen, Hunter, Lee, and Tracy, I am Darren, and this has been the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
That's it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. And finally, our sponsors, Fairy Godmother Travel, are here to help with all your Universal vacation needs. So check them out today at fairygodmothertravel.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.